Question 17. Diagram shows the function of f have the equation of x squared plus 2x plus 3. Find the value of n. So in this kind of situations, we're going to convert all of these diagram into equations. So how do we do? We know. When this is the f functions, when it receives the input as 2, then we have the answer of 11. And we also have the second information. When the input is n, the number is going to be 11. So next, we just need to plug into the equation that is given to us. So when input is 2, how do we do? We know. Just need to substitute in. So we drag this information into bottom and start to do the computing. So F2. So F2 means that it's just something square plus 2 of something plus 3 must be equals to 11. So what is a something? We know it's 2. So 2 is going to be our something. It's no longer unknown because why? X is now chosen to be 2. So if you do this one, we can have 4 plus 4 plus 3 is equals to 11. 11 equals to 11, so which is true. So we know it's a right thing. So now we're going to do for Fn. So Fn is the same thing. We're going to substitute the x by n and we have the answer of 11. So we substitute n here inside first. We will have n squared plus 2n plus 3 is equal to 11. But can you see that this one is a power of 2, power of 1 and numbers. So this is going to be our quadratic equations. So we're going to solve the quadratic equations, make the right hand side to become 0. Plus 3 minus 11 is equal to 0. N squared plus 2n plus, is a minus 8 is equals to 0. So how do we solve this one? We know. We can just use the cross method. N squared 2n, because why? Both n cannot be together or else they will fighting each other. So n times n we get n squared. 4 times 2 we can have 8. And if we cross multiply, we have 2n and 4n. But how to get in the n is 2n? 4 minus 2n. If this is a minus, this is supposed to be a plus. So this is also a minus, this is also a plus. So the answer is going to be n plus 4. N minus 2 is equal to 0. So the root is going to be n plus 4 equal to 0 or n minus 2 is equal to 0. Why did this happen? Because we know that either one of the bracket equal to 0 times somebody else will equal to 0. So either this one is 0 or this one is 0 or both of them are 0, you will get the answer is 0. So we have n is equals to negative 4 or n is equals to 2. And this will be our solutions for the value of n. So we have n equal to negative 4 or n is equal to 2. So let us see back the diagram first. They already have 2 as one of the answer. So this n must be equivalent to negative 4. Question 18. Given that hash functions, we have the equation of 2x plus 5. Find the value of p such that 2 inverse of hash when input of p is equivalent to 3. So you look at this one first. They want the inverse function of hash. Do we have this? No. So if we don't have, is it possible for us to find it by ourselves? Yes. We just need to inverse these functions. So how do we inverse? Is learn it yourself. Step number 1, let y is equivalent to the functions, here. Step number 2, interchange the x and y. X become y, y becomes x. The last step is going to be just solve for y. So how do we solve for y? x is equal to 2y plus 5, right? So 5 go to left hand side will become minus. Is equal to 2y. When you are together as a times, go there become divide. So this is how you get the inverse functions. So let me write down one more time again. So the inverse functions will be equal to x minus 5 over 2. So we have the inverse function now. What else again they want? They want the input to be p. Is it doable? Yes. Change the x become p. So we have now hash inverse p. What else do they want? They want 2 times whatever that we have now. So 2 times of whatever we have it now is equivalent to 3. So if we do the math, 2 and 2 cut off, p minus 5 is equal to 3. Minus go to another side, become plus 3 plus 5. So p is equivalent to 8 and we are done. Question 19. Diagram shows the function of f and g. So obviously we can see that this is f and this is g. So what we're going to do is we always try to translate whatever from the diagram into equations. So how do we translate? It's very easy. We see f is one of the functions. When it receives s, the output is going to be 4. You see? F, when it receives s, they will give us 4. Then the next one is g. We know that g, when they receive 4, they will give us t. So this is the information that we get. But of course, we don't forget about the composite functions, where we have a direct shortcut from here all the way to the end. So how do we write this one is, just remember, we reverse it. G, F, S. Just remember, we reverse from the destinations, go back step by step. Going back step by step. G, F, S. So this is how you write the composite functions. So we know G, F, S is going to give me the answer as T. So once we have this for everything, we can start to read the questions now. It's given that F inverse is equals to 2x minus 1. But do we have F inverse here? No. Would we be able to find it by ourselves? Yes. F inverse just a reverse directions. So what do they tell us is, if I inverse this one, I reverse the directions, I will have these equations. So if I inverse ourselves as well, when I inverse the 4, I will have S. So now it's more similar to whatever that they're given to us. So I can write down here, when F inverse of 4, we will have S. But also they give us that when F inverse of X is the answer of 2x minus 1. So I now just need to plug in the X become 4 because why? It's no longer an unknown, we already know. And the answer is going to be S. 2 times 4 minus 1. So S is going to be 8 minus 1, which is 7. How to find T now? They also give us that the gx is equivalent to 4x minus 20. So gx, do we know? Yes. We know that when g input 4, answer is t. So same thing here. When g input of 4, we have 4 times 4 minus 20. But g4 is what? Hey, g4 is eventually t. So t is equals to 16 minus 20. T is equals to negative 4. So we know t is equal to negative 4. Let us update the new data here. This is negative 4. How about our s? Hey, our s is 7. So let me clear up everything and write the updated one here. So this is going to be negative 5 and this is 7. So once we have this one, what we're going to do next is we're going to find the fgx. So how to find fgx? this is the composite functions. But before this, we need to know what is the original function of f. They only give us the f inverse. But we know the inverse of inverse is the original. It's going to be the original. Because why? -1 times -1, you get 1. So we inverse the inverse function first. How do we inverse? Learn it yourself. Liy, right? Let y equivalent to 2x minus 1. Step number 2, interchange the x and y and solve for our y. So the third step is going to be x plus 1 over 2 is equivalent to y. So once we have the inverse functions, it's easier for us to do now. Because why? This is eventually our fx. So we have our fx now. So what should we do next? We just need to combine with gx. So our f, when combined with gx, means that we will have gx plus 1 divided by 2. Because why? Now we go to the function f. All the x now will become g. So it's like this one become g now. So what is gx? Do we know? Do we know the function of gx? Yes. They tell us in the question here. So we know that it just substitute in. So once we have this one, we just compute by using grouping the like terms. And we are done for fgx, which is question B. The last question is going to be C here. Find the value of x where fgx is equal to gx. But since we found our fgx, we know this is fgx. And they want us to write down as the same equivalent to gx, which is this one. So let me clean up a little bit here. So this is our fgx. So we just follow this one to write down the equations. 4x minus 19 over 2 is same as gx. So gx is given by this one. So we just compute the linear algebra. Divided by 2, go over there, become times. Then after that, we just need to expand the bracket. 2 times 4x, you get 8x. 2 times -20 minus 40. And this is 4x minus 19. And we group the like terms. Usually we go for the alphabet, go to the left hand side. 4x minus 8x. The number go to right hand side. Minus go there, become plus. So we have -21 is equals to -4x. So we carry forward to here. When you're together is a times, you go to the other side, become divide. So we have x is equals to -21 divided by -4. By using calculator, the simplest one will equal to 21 over 4. And we are done. Hey, if you have any questions or would like to see any kind of video, do leave your comments below and let me know. If you want to support us so that we could make more videos like this, the simplest way is just by sharing the video with your friends. Click the like buttons and consider subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.